8 minutes after 10 o'clock. Dumelang, welcome to the second hour of the Clement Manyathela show. Thank you for staying with us here on 702, and thank you for your contributions on the 702 open line. And I want to continue with those contributions because we didn't have enough time in the previous hour. I wanted Oren Singh, our EWN reporter, to just lay the foundation and help you understand why this is a problem. That we've got such senior officers who are involved with these guys that are in jail facing very, 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 very serious charges. I mean, it's very questionable. And the fact that these people are still at work concerns me. Because what are they doing to try and put up a defense or put up a fight? How are they going to work with the people who are exposing their dealings with these alleged criminals? And I worry that we are probably waiting for something drastic to happen. I don't know, one of the detectives to die before there can be some urgency in how the police can deal with what has been revealed so far about these guys. And I'm not suggesting that just, fire people without following due process, or like you don't have to care what the law says, just get rid of them because of the allegations there. I'm not suggesting that. I'm saying we need to have due consideration around the role of these people in the criminal justice system and what them staying in office actually means, and what risk are we willing to take for the protection of this criminal justice system, but also for the protection of the people who are exposing these guys. Are we waiting for these guys to be killed? Are we waiting for their family members to be targeted before action can be taken? Is it possible perhaps to err and be cautious, to err on the side of caution and say, okay, let's ask these people to stay at home because what's being revealed so far is so drastic and so hectic. And yes, we may not have concrete charges for now, but so far what's been revealed is concerning. I mean, Shadrach Sibia was suspended by the National Police Commissioner. And yeah, maybe the argument there is that the suspension was more to do with the political killing task team, but that's still questionable because that's not a decision that was taken a month ago or 2 months ago. So Fanima Semola, really, if he was serious about going after Shadrach Sibia for the political killings task team, surely that would have happened a long time ago. Wouldn't it have? There are a number of senior cops who are currently at work right now as we speak. The head of organized crime, the Sidibeng District Commissioner, the head of the Hawks in KwaZulu-Natal. They have been implicated in shocking stuff. And they're still at work as we speak. Madlanga has just been denied bail again in the High Court because that's where he had escalated and appealed the matter to. But Katiso Molefe is released. Katiso Molefe is the same person that the detectives told us that he went and took Mr. Tau. Tau is a former cop who was working with Katiso Molefe. Police have evidence of Tau driving to Molefe's house, and then they go to Vereeniging because they were scouting for the whistleblower who was revealing that Tau's nephew was busy charging Transnet 149 rand or something for springs that actually cost much, much, much less, like 39 rands or something. And you're charging 159 rand for that spring. They went and they found a whistleblower, and that whistleblower was killed. Tau is now facing the charges of murder for this Amanswart chap. And we're told that was even a mistaken identity because that's actually not the whistleblower who exposed it all. Yeah, I'm just so scared that we live in a country where even the top cops who appear to you as if they care about justice, they're doing their work, but behind the scenes, they're having conversations with alleged criminals, people who are linked to serious murders. And we are comfortable with those people continuing in office now. Let's go to your WhatsApps on 072-702-1702. We've got Tinta as well who's calling us. Let me take Tinta quickly and then I'll go to your WhatsApps. Tinta, you're calling us from Mayerton. Good morning.
Matamela, good morning, must do exactly what FW de Klerk did in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
During the late 80s and the early 90s, there were generals in the SANDF that tried to stop the reforms that were looming. And he appointed General Stein to investigate, and because of that investigation, FW de Klerk, he retired 6 generals along with 17 other senior officers in the involvement of what was called dirty tricks. So this is exactly what Umatamela should do now with these generals that and top other senior officials.
Yeah.
Please research this. It was dubbed the night of the generals because of the dirty tricks in 1992.
92.
That's when the Klerk, he took the decision in 1992 and he retired many senior officers in the SANDF.
I'll check it out, Tinta. I suppose the question is, when should the president do that? Because the president is probably waiting for the Madlanga Commission to advise him on what to do. But my worry, Tinta, is that Madlanga Commission won't be done until probably after about a year or 9 months. So what happens in the 9 months? Because these guys are powerful in the corps. I mean, these are top cops. They can use the resources that they have, the state resources, to either conceal evidence or to go after the people who are exposing them. So, I mean, some of them are involved in protecting the guys who have murdered people. So what makes us think between now and the time when the Madlanga Commission comes up with its final report, these guys, we've just lost Tinta now. These guys wouldn't have done anything. And that's my worry. Knowing what we know now, what intervention do you think is needed? Because yes, we still need to protect these guys and their rights. And you don't just want to hear an accusation. And we're not just talking accusations here, guys. They are text messages. There are text messages that you can see. This is what they were communicating with each other. These are the bank letters they're sending with each other. These are the flats that are being purchased. These are the transactions that we're seeing. There's evidence of that. And yet, they're still at work. There are cops out there who have to report to these people and still respect them as the men of authority that they're supposed to be. With all that we know, with all the lengths they have taken to seemingly protect their friends, that the police are investigating, their own colleagues are investigating for very, very serious crimes. 072-702-1702 for your WhatsApps.
Good morning, Clement. This is John from Springs. I think that since General Sibia was put on suspension, so same thing must happen to these senior police officials who are colluding with these criminals. And also, as for Katiso Molefe, he's very, very dangerous to these investigators. I don't know why he was released on bail. Thank you.
And
Hi, Claire.
by the way, remember when Fanima Samola suspended Shadrach Sibia? I mean, the question was, why is he preempting the Madlanga Commission? Because the president said Madlanga Commission must be the ones that decide who must be suspended, who mustn't, who must be placed on special leave. And I think what the president was trying to do is to avoid a scenario where these top cops fight each other and they start firing each other. I think that's what the president was trying to avoid. So he's trying to say, yes, as a national commissioner, it's within your right to take action against the deputy commissioner. But let's actually let the commission investigate and then they can take it from there. But the Fanima Samula has suspended Shadrach Sibia. But there are other people here now. What happens to them? Because Fanima Samula didn't do anything wrong legally. He's still legally obligated to oversee the SAPS and he can take a decision against these deputy commissioners, which is fine, sure. But what's being done about some of these cops that are being mentioned whose role is so concerning? Do we just move on, let it be? Some of them are accused of protecting criminals who had murdered even the SAPS members. These detectives, witness A, B, C, who have been testified at the Madlanga Commission, they've tried to take them out too. The people that the police believe have tried to take out these detectives have been protected by top cops, according to the investigators. Those top cops are still at work.
Hi, Clement and the team. What worries me most is the influence these individuals has in the SAPS. Yes, we can remove them or replace them, but we won't remove them or replace them with their influence. Their influence will remain in a certain segment of the SAPS. If you manage to assess and analyze Begitele's testimony, you could analyze that he still have got some internal info in the SAPS, which means he still have got influence in that sector. Thanks, David.
Good morning, Clement. Tsapo here from Florida in Rodiport. My take on this is that, this historically has been happening, that police are in a relation with gangsters, but it was initially for intelligence purposes. But now it has turned out to be out of hand for benefits, for personal development, and selfishness. It's bad.
Yeah, the politicians are the one who are messing up our system, especially the police and the prosecutors. And these people are well connected with the politicians and even the campaigns of the ANC for whoever is going to be the president. They must unseal that Ramaphosa thing who supported him and see if Ket Matala and all of these other guys, gangs are not going to appear on that docket. Unseal that thing, Clement. You're going to be surprised.
Yeah, some people are sending messages on the WhatsApp line, some of which I cannot read, and I want to respect some people because I don't want to put other people's safety at risk, right? But I did receive some of the messages on the WhatsApp, some people who know these top cops, and they're telling me what they know about them. And I think what we can do maybe is just do background work behind the scenes. But it's really quite shocking how even people are just telling you that we're not shocked to hear what this and that cop are accused of because this is our experience with them. Those are some of the messages I'm getting. And look, we do get messages even on the WhatsApp line when you have conversations that are even helpful to us. The last time I interviewed, what's his name? Sedge Kabonge. We got an anonymous call from someone who said, by the way, I always see Sedge hanging out with Shadrach Sibiya at this and this and this hotel. And that's an information that was provided to us anonymously by a listener. And I did then immediately ask Sedge about that when the producers told me. And that's when Sedge Kabonge confirmed that he's actually close friends with Shadrach Sibiya. So I'm always so grateful when some of you who are close to these situations actually contact us to give us additional information, even if you can do that anonymously, because it actually helps us in trying to get to the truth. Now we know that Sedge Kabonge is close to Shadrach Sibiya. Who is Sedge Kabonge close to? Ket Matala. Like, there's a whole web here. There's a connection that you see when you go to, okay, Shadrach close to Sedge. Sedge does business with Ket. Sedge was with Ket's ex-girlfriend before the attempted murder. Ket's ex-girlfriend says Sedge Kabonge actually is the one who provided information to Ket to say, this girl is on the way to this place it's found, you can pounce on him, and the people tried to kill her. Why did they try to kill her? Because she says she knew that Kat is involved in Babita Diokoran's murder. It's so hectic. But you look at who is involved here. Who are the people being mentioned? Who's friends with who? And I wouldn't have known that Serge Kabonga and Shadrach Sibiya are besties until we got an anonymous call. So thank you to some of you who always provide us with information, even if you do it anonymously, because that just helps us try get to the truth. Tulani, you're calling us from Centurion. What are your thoughts? Good morning.
Hey, morning, Clem. I'm not sure if I heard you well when you said you think Masemola shouldn't have suspended Sibiya. He should have waited for the outcome of the Madlanga Commission. If that's what you said, I disagree with it, Clem, and I'll tell you why I disagree with that. I think these things can happen contemporaneously. Whilst the Madlanga Commission is happening, I think other actions do not necessarily have to be put on hold and wait for the outcomes thereof. I'll give you an example. Let's take one of the things that was said at the Madlanga Commission about some of the stuff that just came out there. Are you then suggesting that no arrests should be made in the meantime until the Madlanga Commission, for example, comes to an end and gives recommendations? I disagree with that. I'm one of the people that was even skeptical about putting a commission together, but at least now, because of the what's going on in the parliamentary committee and what is coming out, I think it was a good thing. But I disagree with the fact that things have to wait until that commission comes to an end and then action can be taken. I think they can happen contemporaneously. We can't, for example, wait. We can't, for example, wait and say no. We cannot act on that criminality that we've heard of in the Madlanga Commission and wait for its outcome. I think they can happen contemporaneously.
I agree with you, Tulani. So no, you heard me wrong. I'm not suggesting that we must wait for the Madlanga Commission. In fact, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying I'm uncomfortable with the idea that we have to wait for the end of the commission for us to start seeing action being taken. So even with Shadrach Sibiya's suspension, I was trying to explain that I think the reason the president placed that responsibility of suspensions on the commission is that he was trying to avoid a situation where people are going to fight each other. Shadrach Sibiya and Fanny Masemola don't already get along. Whether Shadrach Sibiya would be right to suspend, Fanny Masemola right to suspend Shadrach or not, that's beside the point, given that already they don't get along. So they're going after each other. So to avoid that, the president wanted maybe an independent institution that can guide that process. But Fanny Masemola didn't want to wait for that, which is fine because he's legally done what he's legally obligated and has the right to. Like, there's no question about that. What I'm saying is, why can't the same thing happen with these cops? Like, why are we not asking these cops, please stay at home? What we are finding out is actually quite hectic about your behavior. And these are not just mere detectives. The head of organized crime, the district commissioner in Sidibeng, these are like top cops. And I'm scared that the longer we wait and we say, let's just wait for the Madlanga to tell us what must happen to these guys, what are they planning now? That's what I'm scared of, because these guys they've been protecting are dangerous. They're accused of killing so many people. What are they planning now?
Absolutely, Clement. And I think the NPA really, I don't know what's happening there, man. The NPA is the one that should be acting on these things. I don't know whether they have too much cases, they are overloaded. I really do not understand, because these matters need to be brought to court by the NPA. Yes, the police would do the investigation, get the case to be court ready, obviously guided by the prosecutors. And then the prosecutors need to take the matters to court. But I really do not know what's happening with the NPA. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, Tulani. Yeah. NPA, eh? Don't get me started there. Anonymous says, Clement, what hurts the most is that there are juniors in the police who are instructed to do wrong things that the seniors instructs because they're fearing to lose their jobs. It hurts so much. That's a message there from Anonymous. Another person says, Hi, Clement. I believe that those that have been implicated in the Madlanga Commission must be charged and get arrested. The law must take its course. Nobody is above the law. That's a message from Miketi. The problem here is maybe sometimes you don't have a stronger case yet. Maybe the police do not have a stronger case yet to charge these people with, because what happens in court, maybe what they have is circumstantial evidence. But there's no core evidence that they are able to say. Because fine, what if Ket Matlala sent money to the head of organized crime, if that's the case? You don't know what that is for. The head of organized crimes could argue that, oh yeah, Ket borrowed me money, lent me this money because my child was at university and I know Ket from the community. I don't know. He could make any other argument. You still must be able to prove causality or a link between the money received and maybe criminal acts that were committed. And until you've got that, you can't just run to the NPA and say, just arrest or, prosecute these people. Or you tell the police to just arrest. It's more complicated than that. But I'm saying, given that all of us agree, all of us agree, including the president, that we are at a crossroad. We agree that there is a level of compromise at some point, especially within the SAPS. I think that calls on us to be extra cautious. These guys can't just be allowed to continue with their work. They can't just be allowed to continue with their work. I'm scared that they may be causing more harm. I'm scared that they may go after the people who are exposing their relations with these alleged criminals. I don't think we should wait for that. Tutu says, Clement, we have known that some of the senior officials are in the pockets of even Somalia's Spaza mafia. That's why nothing is happening to these Spaza shops who are operating illegally. That's Tutu in Dobsonville. Tutu, at this point, you think to yourself, maybe that now makes sense. Maybe it makes sense why there's no effective action that hasn't been taken for so long. Tiger is still nowhere to be found, guys. This is a criminal that the police helped escape. Police officers have helped a criminal escape. And we've just moved on as South Africa because the cops went and arrested 2 cops. Really? They arrested 2? Some of them were returned to work or whatever. And I'm still convinced to this day, like I said on that day, that someone higher up, someone very higher up, must have sanctioned that. It doesn't make sense to me that just junior cops or mid-senior cops just decided that, oh, here's a man, we're going to just release this man. I think, especially when there were cameras there. Remember the story in the Northwest when those miners were coming out of the mine? It doesn't make sense to me. But we've moved on. But now with what we know about these cops that seemingly are compromised, what makes you think they would not create a pathway for a criminal like that to escape? Not even to escape, to be transported by the cops away from the other cops who wanted to arrest him. That's the mess that we're in this country. It's 10:31.
Hanging out with Clement
on 702.
Let's walk the talk.